Okay, so this is my finished look. I slayed as always, per usual. I am not listening to music, but I am over here watching vlogs. So, yeah. This is the finished look. When I tell you I ate the look up, you can't tell me I didn't. Like, if you tell me I didn't eat the look up, you just a hater. You're just a hater. And that's all that's to it. Another episode of Zhebeauty channel, where I am your hostess, Janae. Yeah, you know me. And if you don't know me, it's because you're new to my channel. Welcome, love. Hello, how are you? I hope your day is going great. If you're new here, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And if you're returning, alright, go ahead and grab your makeup brushes and everything else, and let's jump in, booski. So jumping straight into my Safari palette, I am going to be using this very nude shade into this palette, and I'm just going to be applying that all over my lid. One thing I learned a little bit before we get deep into the chit chat, because you know I got some tea to spill. So baby, if you're ready for the tea, go ahead and prep yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever you got to do to prep yourself, okay? Because it's gonna be a big one, okay? Of course, I want to go ahead and explain everything that I'm doing right now in the video. As you can see, I'm pretty sure you're already looking at it, you're like, we don't need to explain it because clearly we see it. But baby, let me tell you something. One thing for certain, two things for sure. I'm not gonna ever let it get too confusing, okay? So I'm gonna always clarify to let you know what you need to know, okay? So when applying your eyeshadow, you always want to make sure that you have a nice base, and I don't mean adding any type of setting powder or anything like that, because you necessarily don't even have to do that. You can go straight in with that eyeshadow. Just make sure that you're applying it very light first and then build that eyeshadow up. And speaking of build up, don't hold on to things so tightly to where you are reminded of things that no longer serve you. Like, always continue to grow, always recognize your patterns, your behaviors, things that you've already experienced. Just make sure that you're keeping up with yourself, making sure you're giving back to yourself. And one thing I've learned just from experiencing life and just being in life is that sometimes, I could experience one thing in my life and it'll come back around again, and I won't have the same outlook that I had on it, because perceptions change all the time. I think I want to talk a little bit on perceptions today. Speaking of perception, as you perceive to see me applying this burgundy shade on the outer corners of my eye, you know I'm getting into it. Yeah. And speaking of getting into it, everybody gonna have a different outlook on what it is and what it ain't, and that's totally fine. Allow them people to have their thoughts and feelings, please. Just like I perceive that I am the best person in the world. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, I feel I'm all the way there on so many levels, and I can speak on different things because I've already experienced it. And it's like, I wouldn't tell you nothing wrong, because again, it's my experience. And not even why would I do that, it's not in me to do that. And what else isn't in me is doing half-ass work. As you can see, I'm already deepening up my creases and making sure that the colors are well blended, so that when I'm done blending out this color, I can go in with this glittery shade and I can apply that all over my eye, because I'm doing a very nice, subtle, soft glitter eye. All you need is probably like 2 shades of eyeshadow. You don't really have to go crazy. And I'm just adding this pigment glitter all over my eyelid and then expanding it upward some, so that, baby, we can shine, okay? Because one thing about it is I'm a glitter girly, because I love some glitter, I love some glam, and that's just all that's to it. But I would say that I'm allowed to change my mind, because if I don't feel something is correct for me, I'm going to correct it. And that's just that on that, because certain things that I used to think, I don't think the same way anymore. And that's okay. It's just like that with everybody else in the world. Like, people be like so stuck up on oh, I can't forgive this person because this person da 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 da. If that person ain't belligerently try to harm you, like physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, then y'all just couldn't see eye to eye, just like me getting into this glitter look. Ooh! And that's okay, because that just means that people don't have the same perspective. So find somebody that has the same outlook on life as you do.
While I let that little bit simmer in your spirit, I just feel I need a moment of silence for the rest of this eye look. Okay, child, now we back.
One thing about the outlook on life and perceiving different things is just that the fact that experience the similar things in life and learn through those.
So it might be intimidating.
And intimidation is just simply taking a good glimpse of yourself in the fucking mirror and recognizing it. But we gonna line it up just like we lining my eyelid so that it can serve our highest and greatest good. And the look can come snatched together, whether it's a look in life or it's just an outlook on perspective, or within a look in creativity, just like this one. And I say all of that just to say this: just because a person might have the same outlook or perceive things in the way that you do, you should embrace that. Not be intimidated because somebody else can think on the same level as you. So many people get so intimidated by it because somebody else can think the same as them or be on the same level as them, because everybody wants to feel like they got the upper hand on somebody else, even in relationships. Like, and I'm not talking about just, dating wise. I'm talking about platonic, just relationships in general. Speaking of relationships, what's a good pair together is the e.l.f. and the Shine Killer and the Maybelline Dewy and Matte foundation. Both are a great pair, and watch how it blends on the face. It's coming together. Absolutely is. But speaking of coming together, back to the topic, because people are so used to throwing anything away just because it's not packaged like they want. Like, it could be something so valuable and the package is just fucking toe up. And instead of you taking a look inside and actually seeing the worth and the value within characteristic of another person, you'll rather throw that whole thing away if they're not providing or they're not, giving you the things that you lack within yourself. Because one thing for certain and two things for sure, I'm not going to ever ask nobody something for something that I can't provide myself first. Now, if I know I'm going out with somebody and they can provide something, it's because I can provide it myself. I can only control what I respond to. All the extra shit is beyond me. So it gets to a point where you literally have to ask yourself, how am I perceiving my outlook? What am I perceiving my outlook to be? And how is my outlook redirected in a reflection of myself?
I just want to get off topic for a little bit because I really updated my nose routine. Now, I typically line it the same way, but I started extending it upward towards my eyebrow instead of going inward towards my eyebrow, like following it towards the inner of my eyebrow towards my eye, just because I found out when I extend it upward towards the forehead, it gives me a more elongated nose, which makes my nose more extended, which gives my nose a more suitable shape to my face. As you can see, it looks more suitable instead of going into the corner of my inner eye to my eyebrow area. Okay, but that's all. Back to the topic.
Like, you can't fault yourself every fucking time you make a mistake, or every time you do what's best for you, that you choose was the best thing for you to do at that moment. You gotta forgive yourself, and just how you forgive yourself, you can forgive others as well. Because it comes to a point of you having to know that that person was doing the best thing that they could for them in that space. And it just be lack of understanding between you and another person. Now, I'm not saying somebody that just completely dogged you out, like intentionally went out their way to make you seem like the bad guy. Hell to no. You don't have to let that person back in your life or deal with that person ever again, but to forgive them for your own internal enjoyment. And when I say internal enjoyment, I'm saying this: if you just so happen to see the person out in the street somewhere, or name mentioned, or any of that, you don't get triggered. It doesn't affect you because you have internal joy, because you release those feelings and emotions and different things that you went through at that time with that person. You let that shit go, so you can continue to move on, because there's nothing holding you back. And I just want to say this, genuinely, my topics are just general. I just like having conversations. If you can't tell, I just like to have conversations. And I like my conversations to add value. So baby, please, like, if it's not your cup of tea, like I said, I had the tea. If you don't like tea, baby, drink some water. It's okay, because I don't know you, and you dang sure don't know me. And I don't know your life. So I can't be talking about you personally. But if you can relate to anything in the video that I'm saying, I hope you're enjoying the content for your utmost, highest, and greatest good, love. Because it's only for your betterment. A lot of things that we perceive in life might think that it's trying to down us or keep us down or bully us. But in reality, it's only a lesson. Only to make us stronger, to help us love ourselves deeper. Because you got to know yourself before all else. Speaking of knowing self, baby, I know myself very well. Because, baby, look at the face. The face is definitely giving. Like, I know exactly how I want it to come out. And when I tell you, it gives chef's kiss every time, because I master it every freaking time it happens. It's no way around it. I just know what the fuck I'm doing. Giving melt. It's giving smooth. It's giving creamy. It's giving everything that it needs to give in this point in time. It's definitely doing what it needs to. And speaking of needs, I am applying the Born This Way translucent powder underneath my eyes. And I do usually make my own little concoction when I'm doing my setting powders or anything like that, just because I feel like, to me, it lays a little bit better. Because some of the mineral powders, or as I should say, some of the minerals in the powder, it gives a chunkier feel, just because I think of the grounding process. I think that's what it is. Like, some of the products, that their grounding process is a little bit different. I like my grounding process to be very, very smooth within a product. It shouldn't be really chalky or really heavy when I'm applying it to the face, unless I have very oily skin. When I'm going in with a product such as the Airspun translucent powder, don't get me wrong, that is a very, 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 very good powder, especially for a drugstore brand. But overall, it's a little bit too heavy on my skin, which means I have to apply just a very little bit. Which, baby, I get it. You're not supposed to be applying a whole bunch of setting powder either. So I get that. What I'm saying is, since the minerals, I feel, is much bigger and heavier, and it dries, it absorbs more. So I feel like if I go in with the Maybelline Fit Me, and this is a pressed powder, and it is in the shade Sun Beige. Also going in with the Maybelline Fit Me, and this is in the shade Toffee, I believe, or Coconut. One of them. It will be in the description box down below. But I am just applying that just to give myself a little bit more of a structure in my face. And I'm just going in with just a very, very light product. But back to the setting powder, I feel like I need another setting powder that's more smaller in the texture wise. Because some of them do feel very powdery, and some of them can be heavy. And how I know this is because when I take my finger, my index finger, and I place it into any one of my setting powders, depending on how much that setting powder picks up off of my finger, determines how it's going to lay on my skin. So if I have a very heavy setting powder, I know to use a very small amount, because if I use too much, it's going to absorb all the oils in my skin, and it's going to leave me very dry and cakey. And who wants to look like that? Not me. Okay? Because, ooh child, when it gets hot outside, that's when I tend to go in with a more heavier setting powder, just because my face is more oily and it's able to absorb more. But a thick as setting powder, no ma'am. So this is a hack I seen, and I'm gonna put you on real quick, cause baby, one thing about me, I'm gonna find a way. You see my hand, the back of my hand? Yes ma'am. You're gonna take that jumbo NYX Professional eyeliner pencil or crayon or whatever you want to say, and you're going to take a little bit of it, and this is in the shade Milk, and you're going to mix it with any one of your eyeshadows. No, you can just be like, I'm gonna just go buy an eyeliner pencil. By all means, please do that, because I have no doubts in eyeliner pencils at all. This hack is just so if you don't have an eyeliner pencil on hand, how you can create more creamier eyeliners. And not only more creamier, they're also more pigmented. And yes, I know that there's pigmented, creamier eyeliner pencils actually already made. The point is if you don't have it on hand, how you can create the look. Now, this might be so ghetto,
but I say it's clever and innovative.
Now I'm going in with the NYX Professional Micro Brow Pencil, and yes, I am applying that to my lips. It's not very drying as I thought it would be, because it's made for it's like an eyebrow pomade but in a pencil form. I thought it'd be drying to my lips, but in actuality it's not. Now I tend to go in with a eyeshadow, as you see me applying right here. I typically went in with an eyeshadow on top of that as well. Like, dang girl, do you not have lip pencils? It's just like, child, the lip pencils don't last as long as I need them to. So I try to have something that can last longer throughout my lips throughout the day, so I don't always have to keep, when I'm out and about or I'm running errands or I'm on a date night or something like that, I don't have to continue to apply lip liner and lip gloss unless it's needed of me too. Other than that, I want my look to stay put together throughout the day. With the L'Oreal lipstick, and this is in the shade Cappuccino, and I'm applying that. It smells so good, I promise you. And I'm applying that to my lips, and then I'm going in with a few extra more lip products and just applying those to my lips as well, just making sure it gives me an ombre effect, because I really do love a good ombre, baby. I really do. I wouldn't be me without a lip combo, baby. Now I'm taking out the laid back plaits that was pushed to the back, so this hair can start to make this look intact, okay? Yeah. Now as we get all the way into the look, you can't tell me I didn't eat the look, because I ate it up. I ate it up and left no crumbs, baby. And I hope that you was following along and your look came out just as good as mine did as well, Bookie. Because look, when we slay together, baby, we stay together, baby. Really hope you enjoyed the content today. I really hope you took something from this video. I hope this video was very valuable in some way to you. But if you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe down below. Check the description box if you need any of the products that I use in this video. Until next time, Bookie, bye.